And we're back with part 4 of the series. And in this one, we'll be taking a look at another rhythmic component of our music. And it's probably the most important rhythmic component of them all, the drums, or percussion, if you will. And writing good drum parts, can be quite a challenge for some people, even for those that are quite experienced with music production. And I think the reason for that is because drums, they serve a very distinct function in music. They integrate into a song quite differently to other instruments. Because for a start, they don't follow any harmonic purpose. They are purely rhythmical, so to speak. Or at least they don't follow a harmonic purpose in the same sense that other instruments do. You should definitely tune your drums according to the music you're composing. But, that's out of scope for this video. But another reason why I think it's very hard to write good drum parts is because a lot of what you can do with drums, it will sound like it fits the music you're composing for. Provided you're not completely out of time. But what I want to say is that many grooves, many different beats, they will fit over many different songs, and some may fit better, some may fit worse. But a lot of them will sound decent, and I think that's exactly where the problem lies with writing a very, very good drum part. Is because you can get away with a lot of standard grooves that you simply repeat over and over again. But, this being okay might lead to you opting for a very boring version. Because you cannot find anything wrong, so to speak, with the drum parts that you've chosen, but simply because there's nothing wrong doesn't mean it's a good drum part. I hope you get what I'm saying. And by the way, I just noticed I should put this back into dark mode. Sorry for this cardinal sin. There, it's better. So me personally, I try to put quite a lot of effort into my drum section because I think they can be extremely important for the overall piece. And it pains me quite a lot to see when the drums, they don't receive the love and attention that they deserve. At least that's what I think. So from my perspective, I think the main benefit or the main purpose that drums serve is that a good drum part, it can highlight and accentuate the overall energy of the piece, more so than any other component of music. And by the end of the video, I really want you to see how these different parts will come across once we've added the percussion, like these different parts, how they will come across once we've added the percussion. So before we even touch a drum kit, I want to follow up with a little exercise that will help us conceptualizing the drums to what we have at the moment. So I told you that the key element of any good drum part, in my opinion, should be to complement the energy of the rest of the piece as best as it can. And one way you can start conceptualizing your drum part is by writing out your drum parts first. And so what you do is you listen back to what you have already. Okay. Wait, let me change this. I just came back to this piece and I think this will sound quite nice. Okay. Yeah. Listen back to this and think of your drum parts as being high energy or mid energy, low energy, whatever you want to categorize it. And think of it as, does it increase in energy? Does it decrease in energy? Does it have a constant energy, for example? So if I listen to this, I would say this part right here, it does have a quite of a mid to high energy. Sorry if I say energy for too many times. I don't know any other word for this, but yeah, just excuse me if it gets repetitive. But yeah, listen to this one, see what it sounds like, see what it requires. I think it does have some kind of like a middle to high. And then this move down, and I don't know if you can hear it, but this move down kind of signalizes it for me, okay, this is where a shift in the overall energy of the piece will take place probably. So this move down kind of grounds the listener, I think. So what I will do is try to write this out first. I will make a MIDI clip in, I don't know if you find another, you can also write this on paper. It doesn't need to be exactly what I do, but I think it's very visual way. I would say this has a constant energy, constant mid energy. I haven't really thought this through, how I'm gonna name these, but I guess it gets the point across. So this part is probably a lot of, like the drums will be very consistent here. And then here you can listen, if you listen back, this is probably where the drums will decrease in energy. So I put this here, maybe give it a different color. Oh, that's very ugly, but who cares? I would say decrease to low energy. And then we have this little build up here, if you listen. And here is a release a little bit, you know, it builds up to this note here. And then you have a little bit of a release, like, and then the song goes on. So you would probably say, okay, here's a little bit of a build up, let's say. So increase, I don't know, increase to, just leave it at increase. Here the piece increases again in energy just for the release to happen right now. Okay? Then we probably have this little section where we will have the release. And then we're gonna loop around, remember? So in order for it to match this energy, like this little part here will probably have to increase again. Or maybe like this one increases. Here it picks up again. Like here the drums, they pick up again. And throughout this piece, they increase to match this energy again. Okay? And this is a template that we can then use to write our drum parts. Because I think it's very important to compose with an intention, especially if if you are not proficient yet at this craft. Because once you have a template in place, it can help you so much to simply know what your next steps will have to be because you have a clear goal set out for yourself. I'm sorry if this is a little bit more or a little bit less practical episode. There are no drums written yet, but I urge you to try this method. Because yeah, it's very important to have intention in your compositions. And I think I'm going to leave it at that and maybe make this drum part split it into two. So, you will have no other option than to try this, because it's only in the next video where we are actually composing the drums. So, hope you enjoyed and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.